Hello everyone. Now, I know you're probably thinking to yourself, who is this dashing young man in front of me here today? Why, I'm none other than the humble Raif bin Besry, who is here to share with you my opinion on contingency leadership theories which can be applied among 21st century leaders. Before that though, what is contingency leadership theories? What does it mean? Well, it depends. No, it literally means that. It depends. Contingency means it depends. Thus, in the context of contingency leadership theories, it means that leadership styles are dependent on the leader, followers, and also situations, as honestly there is no best way to lead. Now, I could go on and on about the many theories and models on this topic. However, what I am focusing on in today's video is the aptly named Situational Leadership Theories by Ken Blanchard and Paul Hersey in the late 1960s, which in my opinion arguably best epitomize or embody contingency leadership theories and models. Now, let's look at the model here. Yeah, there's a lot to process, right? Well, don't you worry. I'm going to divide this complex information into bite-sized pieces and categorize them into S1, directing, S2, coaching, S3, supporting, and also S4, delegating, which in conjunction with D1, D2, and D3 respectively. Additionally, a little note for all of you in case you are wondering. S stands for style, as in leadership style, and D stands for development, meaning levels of employee development. Now, let's look at S1, directing. It's associated with autocratic leaders where they are the only ones involved in decision makings. This is for D1 employees who have low competence and low commitment with their work. In D1, leaders can apply a guiding hand to their followers. In this sense, leaders are taught to be more autocratic as they need to be firmer in their actions, in their orders and guidance as to guide their followers to be more self-managed. Now let's move on to S2, coaching, which is for D2 employees who have low competence yet high commitment. Now, in this category, leaders are receptive to input and feedback, yet high commitment with their followers, and which is higher than S1. However, the leaders here are still relatively the sky above the sky for their followers, as they are more receptive towards selling their ideas and plans as a means of obtaining cooperation. From this, it is evident that leaders must apply active listening, leniency towards feedback, meaning your demeanor must not be as strict as D1. Despite that, D2 followers give priority towards your plans more. Anyway, now you understand the difference between S1 and S2, right? Of course you do. If not, you can watch back. Okay, now on to S3, supporting, which is for high competence yet low commitment employees, aka D3. Now, this is more democratic, as although leaders participate the decision-making process, however, ultimately the decisions are made by the team as a whole, while leaders are more concerned with providing praise and care and facilitations to their followers. Alright, now we arrive at the final category of D4, which is, or S4, which is delegating for D4 employees who have high competence and also high commitments. In S4, leaders only provide minimal direction and guidance when necessary, but they are still involved in the decision-making and problem-solving process. However, followers have a greater degree of control, which is akin to laissez-faire leadership. And won't you know it, we've already reached the end of the topic. Now, it's easy to digest, right? I hope so. Well, it's not that I hope, I know so. Now, before the video ends, there are a few notes for you to take to avoid any confusion in regards to the original model. Now, initially or originally, the terms were telling, selling, participating, and delegating, and the development levels were referred to as maturity levels. Now you can see why they had to change it to make it more appealing and perhaps less condescending. Now to end this video, I'll summarize what we learned. Now this model best provides a leadership style that suits the situation where each of the 4 styles, S1 to S4, presented are appropriate in their own particular employee related situations, in D1 situations to D4 situations. Now this may sound cliche, but this has been your host, wishing you a happy learning and happy leading. Thank you everyone.